and today we're giving you a live reaction to One Piece 845. This came out in the middle of the day. Sadly, I was at work, and so I wasn't able to review it right off the bat, but a few hours later, finally got home, and now we get to review it. If you remember the last chapter, Luffy versus Sanji, it was pretty much a quick battle, one-sided battle, really. It was just Sanji wailing on Luffy. And Luffy makes a vow at the end of the chapter saying that he is going on a hunger strike, and he's not budging an inch from the Whole Cake Chateau outside the grounds until Sanji comes back. And he's willing to starve to death and become a shriveled up corpse until Sanji comes back. And Sanji's crying and all this crazy stuff. And he's pretty much saying, Luffy's saying that he cannot become the Pirate King without Sanji. So we're going straight into it, chapter 845. This one's called The Enraged Army. So I would assume the Enraged Army would probably be talking about the Vinsmokes. Okay, cover page request, Nami getting pampered by 5 little kittens, Osaka Prefecture, Wild Strawberry Aqua. Okay, and he really drew that. 5 kittens that they all seem to be really hot, and one of them is apparently dying of heat stroke. Alright, so let's go into this. Alright, so here we are. Luffy, after what just took place, will bridges be burned? Nami's like, you're not seriously just gonna wait here, are you? We're right smack in the middle of enemy grounds right now, seriously. And Luffy's like, yeah. And he's just like lying on the ground, blood on covering half of his face. And Nami's like, remember what Pound told us about people who've managed to beat a commander in the past? Big Mom sends in her enraged army along with her deadly storm to finish them off. And Luffy's just still laying out there. If you stay out in the open like this, the enemies might... He's like, but Sanji. And he's got, for whatever reason, he's got like slurred speech. I guess it's because he took such an ass kicking. It says, Danji Bilsum, I'm gonna bait here. So he's saying, Sanji will come, I'm gonna wait here. And then he goes, shudder. And she goes, huh? And she looks up to the Whole Cake Chateau, and there's like a bunch of clouds. Where did these storm clouds rolling from? And the big tree dude is like, ah! She's like, what's wrong, King Bomb? He's like, on that mountain lies the Whole Cake Chateau where Mama resides. Mama has infuriated you. You don't mean to tell me, how can a single human being possess this kind of power? Linlin is a woman with the ability to control and manipulate the weather. Once she crosses that line, there's absolutely nothing anyone can do to quell her rage. So people have been theorizing the reason why she can control the weather. And by the way, this links very much with Nami, so it looks like Nami is most likely going to have to fight Big Mom. Is she puts her soul into a cloud and like a small sun or a fire or something like that. And with cloud and with sun, you can pretty much make any kind of weather. You can make any kind of weather effects. Heat and cold, or cold and heat, can make different kinds of clouds, which can make hurricanes, tornadoes, lightning, all that stuff. So anime science checks out. Sweet City. Lord Prometheus and Lord Zeus are wreaking havoc. They're looking up. Mama is in full-blown rage. We are the army that shall avenge Lord Cracker. Damn. So yeah, like I said, it's a bunch of Vinsmokes. Clear the way. The enraged army is coming through. Oh no, this is the Vinsmoke army coming in, and I don't know if they're the ones that are going to be avenging Lord Cracker, but they could be. And then there's one of the brothers, Ichiji, I believe. Well, look what we have here. They're going to hunt down and kill that Straw Hat. Sanji's still got his hand like that. Yonji's like, that moron did say he was going to wait for you at that spot. Those guys are done for. Man, there's a lot of... So the Vinsmokes are passing by a massive army of Big Mom pirates. They're not getting out of this alive. Thrifty Bobbin, Demon Lady Amant, Muntdur the Scribe. I can't even count high enough to add up the total bounty of all the heavyweights here. So, Thrifty Bobbin, Demon Lady Amant, Muntdur the Scribe. I can't even count high enough to add up the total bounty of all the heavyweights here. Nah, son. Forget that. Sanji's like, ugh, I'm not budging an inch from this spot, Sanji. It's a flashback to Luffy saying that. Well, I'm sure even he's not idiotic enough to stay put after seeing an army like that. Ha ha ha. And the Vinsmokes are all laughing, and it's starting to rain. It looks like plop, plip, yep. Plop, plip, rain. Nami's looking up. No, this is Muzame. What is Muzame? This is a pun because Muzame is a kind of Japanese candy, but Mizu means water and Ame means rain. Yeah, Japanese love their word puns. And Luffy just flips down onto his stomach. He's laying down. He's like, I won't even let this Mizuame get in my mouth. I ain't eating a damn thing unless it's from Sanji. So that's the reason why he laid face first. That's funny. Nami's all sad. Whole cake Shatu. Mama! Huh? Mama, mama! The head chef won't let me borrow his knives. I wanted to mutilate my stuffed animal. Well, then we have a problem here, don't we? And so it's like a little girl saying that with her stuffed animal. Dose de gre. Go get them for her. No way, Mama. Every time we give Anana a knife, she manages to pop all her balloons. Yeah, she's rotten to the core, and I'm definitely going to kill her one day. Yeah, Mama, don't encourage such psychotic behavior like that. Ha 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 ha. Everyone has at least 100 or 200 people they want to kill. Just accept that fact and get along, my children. Tomorrow your big sister Pudding will finally be getting married. The time has finally come to meet the family of her groom. So they're pretty crazy. Okay, this is a big panel, so I want to make it a little... Oh, I didn't want to full screen it. Whoopsie. F11. Let's make this bigger. No, damn it. I pressed the same button again. Plus. Ha ha ha. Mama. I'm happy you were able to make it all the way here, Germa66. Oh, so there's the bride and the groom. We had some minor issues, but everything will be fine now. Seriously, though, here's the tea party. Seriously, though, I've heard so much about you. A cook for Pudding's groom. That's just perfect. A cook for Pudding's groom. That's just perfect, though, okay. Well, not that it really makes much difference. The main purpose of this marriage is to cement our alliance in stone. As long as you and I are on the same page, Judge, it should be smooth sailing from here on out. Ha 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 ha. Yes, I couldn't have said it better myself. However, I shall simply add that the lasting happiness of our children comes first and foremost. So, Big Mom is massive, and you have Pudding and Sanji sitting next to each other, and then the spoke children all around. Judge is like, I wish all the best for tomorrow's ceremony. He goes, I guarantee it shall be a day that none of us forgets. Black tea, green tea, black tea, green tea. Which of us? So it's like two teas walking, and then Sanji goes, black tea for me. Ah, yeah! Black tea! Black tea! Tappity tap. Putting it into the... the food is all talking. Eat me! Eat me! Eat me first! God, this is so creepy. This is literally like that new Seth Rogen movie about the food. Don't you dare forget about me. Honey, take as much as you want, little boys. Superbly sweet. Wieners, cabbage, ham, pancakes were all super tasty. How about you guys pipe down for me? What? Oh, don't be that way. Let's have a fun, jolly lunch. What excessively loud food. Yeah, do I please your palate? Sanji, he's just moving the tea around. Oh, he's got a little note that says, we need to talk in private later. Who's that from? Oh, she slid it. Pudding slid her the note. Slid him the note. Ooh, interesting. Just outside Sweet City. So let's see what Luffy does. Is Luffy gonna fight? Because where Zoro's gone, Pedro and Brook are still in the city. Chopper and Carrot are inside the mirror, and then it's just Nami and Luffy. And Luffy's messed up, so he was already super tired from his fight against Cracker, one of the 3 commanders or one of the 4 commanders of Big Mom, who he defeated. And then he just got his ass kicked by Sanji, and he hasn't eaten anything. So he's going to be, pretty useless right now. Heavens, no good, Drew. Luffy, please, all I'm asking is that you hide. You won't be breaking your promise if you move a tiny bit away from this place. Not a chance. If Sanji shows up, he'll think I left. You guys can go if you want. Luffy, I'm begging you. Damn, there's the huge army. Don't you understand whose territory you're in? We've located Straw Hats. You stand 0 chance of taking down an army of that size. I already made my promise, so I'm staying right here. Inside the Whole Cake Chateau, Pudding's room. So currently it is 2 o'clock. We don't know if it's 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon. Please forgive me. I was unable to keep my promise with Luffy and his comrades. It's my fault that they're in all this trouble right now. I see. I was wondering how they managed to get here through that heavily guarded port at sea. But either way, I wouldn't. She's like, but either way, I wouldn't have gone to the coast. If you're talking about the invitation, if I took all the blame for you, everything would have worked out. Once you attend the ceremony, your chances of escape become nigh. Now that Mama is so familiar with forced marriages, she makes it a point to put these ominous wristlets on people who give her the slightest inkling that they may run. Once they are placed on you, you no longer have any options. You're talking about these. Puts the things. Um, oh dear! Your mama has the keys to these. If we want to steal them back, our only recourse is to take on and defeat her entire crew. It can't be! Has mama already begun to move? Yes, and to make matters worse, as of this mere moment, I don't have a single ally I can count on. What? What is happening? Rip, he's peeling off a mask. We may be related by blood, but this is what they really think of me. Those injuries! I'm nothing more than a failure in the eyes of my so-called family. Empathy and compassion are foreign to them when it comes to me. I've never once, not once, got joy in having been born a royal. That's why I left for the sea in the first place, in search of a place I wasn't even sure existed. So that was really weird. I thought it was going to be some crazy twist, like it was somebody else under there, but it's still Sanji. It's just beat up Sanji. But if I try and resist this marriage, all my friends, everyone I hold dear will suffer the consequences. To make matters worse, the man I consider my father, who happens to reside in the East Blue, is also at risk. They're just looking for an excuse to pounce on that savior of mine, too. So, by the way, Sanji's face is still all messed up from the beating that he took earlier from his three brothers. And I guess what Raiju did was just place like a cooling mask, a healing mask over it that just compressed the swelling, but it's still pretty swollen up. I've carefully weighed my option, but there's no place for me to run. That's why I've decided to quit struggling and just go with the flow. In exchange, I wanted Big Mom to let my friends off her hook, but instead of that, at this very moment, they're all out there trying to find and destroy them. She's like, I'm so sorry! My own mother has put all of you in such a precarious situation, so it's so interesting that she's different. I'm wondering if she's going to have a twist and she's actually evil, or if she's actually a good person. Sanji's like, no, there's no need for you to apologize. None of this is on you, Pudding. Until 13 years ago, I lived in pure hell. I've returned to that hell now, but during those 13 years I was away, I was greeted with a lifestyle that allowed me to be incredibly happy. Everyone I met during that time, they're all my saviors. My only wish is to disappear from all of their lives without hurting a single one of them. My adventure must come to an end here. Damn, that's sad. She's like, ugh. He's like, hey, stop with the waterworks already. You're making me feel bad here. She's like, Sanji, I won't let this marriage of ours turn into that kind of hell for you. He's like, huh? She's like, forgive me. I shouldn't be so presumptuous. Especially at a time like this. Of course you have a grudge against this marriage. I've overstepped my boundaries. My apologies. Lightning. She's like, I just met you. Who is this? And there's no way I'd be able to fill the big hole in your heart right now. And besides, so is she yelling? And Luffy is definitely fighting right now, and so is Nami. Yeah, so this is Luffy fighting. He's already kicking some ass, by the way. Nami's fighting. She's yelling. And it's Pudding saying, I just met you, and there's no way I'd be able to fill the big hole in your heart right now. And besides, you've never even uttered a single word about us marrying. But here I am, just assuming that. Sanji's looking up, and Luffy's doing his Gatling gun. Gatling, attacking a bunch of people. A lot of people in the background. Sanji ends up grabbing Pudding by the waist, and he's like, you are my only savior right now. If you really don't mind it being me, then Sanji, tomorrow, let's do it. Let's get married. Savior or promise, which will he choose? Is his adventure really going to end here? Next issue, we will be on break. Mother. Chapter 854 end. Okay, so a lot of stuff. A lot of different possibilities. So One Piece is getting very tricky again, because in like the past few months, it's been fairly easy to predict what's happening, what's gonna happen. But I had no idea that Luffy was gonna pull this, this chilling in one spot out of nowhere. It looks like, I feel like Sanji has an ulterior motive. The fact that he's residing himself, I think he's gonna trick Pudding as well, and he's got some other plan. Because right now, he looks like he's kind of out of options. Excuse me. It looks like he's out of options. He's kind of run out of ideas that he can come up with, but I feel like he will have an idea. And it's got to be quick, because Luffy is running out of time, man. He's fighting all these dudes. Where is Jinbei? Where are the rest of the allies, man? Luffy and Nami can't do this by themselves. Because Yo, that's a lot of people. And then, as they said, when the person gets tired by fighting the big army, that's when Prometheus and Zeus come about. That's when Big Mom comes and finishes them off. So we got to see what happens. An ally has to appear and help out Luffy. And yeah, because they got a whole day. Luffy's got a whole... So it's most likely 2 in the morning. That's what I'm guessing. He's got a whole night to fight these dudes. And I think what'll end up happening is he'll survive. The next morning it'll show them, and he's gonna be on the pile of all the bodies that he's beat up. We'll find out what happens, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know. I'm always interested in your theories, what you guys think is gonna end up happening, because I have a feeling what's gonna happen, but I really want to hear your ideas. Let me know what you guys think. As always, this is Periodik saying see ya.